Answer me this. Where does Emperor Palpatine keep his Imperial armies? Yeah, obviously in his sleeveys. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Zareth Prevails. Today we're going to talk about the best 5v5 teams on offense and defense. We're going to have both videos for you. It's a very complex season, honestly, guys. So don't miss this defensive teams video that'll be released at the exact same time as my offensive teams video. It's going to be linked in the video description, folks, and it's also going to be linked at the end of this video. You can just click on the next button, or on the button to get to that one. So, yeah, this is something I put out every season, and the meta changes every season, so it's probably good that we talk about it every season. Now, a huge shout out to my patrons. We should thank them at least every season. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for your support, guys. I couldn't do this without you. Thank you guys truly so much. And if you want to support this channel for free, folks, all you gotta do is hit that thumbs up button, like, subscribe, comment, just mount the frickin' algorithm, guys. It's a complex algorithm for a complex GAC season. What's not to like? Now, let's get to the actual video and stuff, shall we, folks? Let's get to it. Let's get to the game. Whoa, madness. We're in the game? Wow. Okay, so first, guys, let's talk about the key to winning this season, and it seems so crazy, actually. It's Baby Cal. I know. You're dying of shock. However, this season, and more than any other season, what I've looked at, I've looked at all the insights, all of the things on the swgoh.gg, and, you know, doing all the research, it's really going to be tough to get holds this season unless you make the best version of Galactic Legend teams. And, of course, that's always been true. However, this season is going to require a little more sacrifice than others. If you want to win... If you want to win, you're gonna have to do these three simple tricks. Now, the Baby Cal is really important because we have a really good resistance cron right now. That's something we do have, and so Rey right now with Ben and Baby Cal get a lot of holds against a lot of different teams. Baby Cal tends to be the best character for that team. And honestly, if you want to go super crazy, you could add Jedi Training Rey and Seer to the team as well and make it crazy strong on defense. However, there's also one really easy way to beat most Rey teams if they don't have Baby Cal, and that's with a Seer Malicos team, but you have to bring Cal with you on that team. And so you're sacrificing win percentage and defense percentage by excluding Cal from one of the teams. And so you're gonna have to make a value decision here, guys. If you want to make your teams the strongest on defense possible, you probably want to add Cal to the team. If you don't add Cal, you can add him to your Seer Malicos team. You're going to do a lot better. Now, one thing you can keep in mind is we also have Bane available. He's going to factor into things. There's a lot of different factors here, folks, but that's kind of the crux of all this decision making we're going to be making. So on offense here, guys, we're going to come back to this, obviously, but something I just wanted to express, I'll show that in my other video as well. But okay, so on offense, folks, we've got 3 Galactic Legends kind of circled with one that may also go on offense as well. I think you can craft a pretty good defense with only 4 Galactic Legends, maybe only, well, 4, maybe 5, we'll have to see. So first off, we have Lord Vader here, and he has Maul with him. I think on offense, this is one thing you want to do. Maul is one of those other swingmen on the Seer team. The Seer team, Seer with Malicos, is extremely complicated with Rey and all the different datacrons, all the different factors, but Maul is a really nice factor to consider when you're using him in the context of killing Rey on with a Seer Malicos team. Maul helps add win percentage to that team. However, it also makes the Lord Vader team somewhat impotent because Maul helps him get his his ultimate a lot faster. Now, we do have Ninth Sister here because the Ninth Sister Datacron is really strong right now, and they finally fixed it so that she is hitting really hard every time she does a basic. It's not just the first time and then she loses it. That was bugged. Now it's every time, and so she's going to be really good. She could also be really good on an Inquisition team, honestly, guys. So it's nice because we're also, spoiler alert, we're also keeping Inquisition for offense, and so you could kind of mix and match. If you keep Lord Vader, you're like, okay, we can mix and match with Inquisition, and we can add Maul or subtract Maul to the Seer team and just kind of have him be a little bit of a plug-and-play character. Like, what do you need from Lord Vader? If you need to kill Jabba, then you want Maul, you want this whole team. Maybe even take out Ninth Sister and add Piet to the team, especially because we're using thick crons right now. Everyone's going to have like triple or maybe double their hit points. It's going to be a very, very tough season in order to chew through all of these different teams. And so adding Piet to the team can add to your win percentage by quite a bit. It just depends. The Imperial Troopers might not have enough power to actually overcome their teams, their targeted teams that they would normally want to fight. So maybe Piet is expendable. You just have to make a value judgment, obviously. And by the way, folks, you can always watch me on Twitch if you want to. Go to, it's linked in the video description. It's free. You can go watch me. You can watch my old streams as well, folks. It's a great way to come and support me if you want to, just join. That's great. If you want, if you're part of the, if you're a member of Prime, Amazon Prime, you can actually just quote-unquote buy a subscription for a streamer, and that means that you don't get any ads or anything. You get access to all the emotes that I have, all the cool stuff for free, and it supports me as well. It benefits all of us. So come hang out, guys. Even if you don't want to sub, that's totally fine. We have a good time. Get a lot of people in there. It's ridiculous. I play 3 different accounts. Yeah, come hang out. Anyways, so Lord Vader, you can come watch me try to figure all this mixing and matching stuff if you want. Now, let's see, Jedi Master Kenobi. Here's the thing, guys. On defense, Jedi Master Kenobi with Padme is going to be a PETA. It's going to be really tough to beat. And with the Padme Cron, with the level 6, that's good. It's gonna be good. So if we don't know how to beat that team, which I kind of don't know how to beat it. Some people are saying that Lord Vader works, but all the videos I've seen are only videos against teams that don't have Jedi Master or General Kenobi on the team, and so it's very limited use if Lord Vader is confined to only killing those teams that don't have General Kenobi. So here's the thing, guys. People are saying you have to have a really fast Ahsoka, because if you can win the race for Ahsoka, mine isn't very fast yet. If I wanted to, I could get her up to 379 speed, something like that. Obviously not nearly fast enough right now. But if you want to do that, if you want to outrace her, then both of your teams can ignore taunt because of the datacron you have, and she's going to be able to kill the opponent, Cat, and you're going to win if it's a speed race. Now, if you don't want to be fancy like that, if you don't have good speed mods, there is kind of a hack to it. You can use Grandmaster Yoda in the 5th slot, and Cat, for whatever reason, she just loves to chop his head right off, or maybe it's just his face. Either way, he is dead, very dead, and then you can chop her face off, and then it's kind of even. Then you just have 4 other characters. Killing their 4 characters is kind of a race. It takes a long time. It's a slog. I would recommend practicing it in arena. I found that Shock T as the 4th is the best, because she's constantly giving offense up. She's constantly calling to assist, helping to assist. She's building mastery with Kenobi so that people it's fun to watch people miss against her. One way or another, though, this team is probably the best way. You just sacrifice 3 banners in the form of your hapless Grandmaster Yoda, which is fine. He wasn't doing anything anyways, right? So that's probably what I'm gonna do against Kenobi, folks. I would love to put him on defense. If we can find a way to consistently get Lord Vader to kill, then we're definitely gonna look into that. So otherwise, we do have Jedi Master Luke as well here. and I practiced it for a while. There's a few options, guys. You could take Jolie on this team and take that Jedi Master Kenobi team out. It works. At least in the times that I practiced it. I probably tried it about 5 or 6 times. I think I won it 1 time, but every time I was able to get Jedi Cal to assassinate either Padme or Cat, whoever I wanted to. Neither of them seemed to actually make much of a difference either way. It's like if you kill Padme, her level 9 continues to work. So I don't know if that's a bug or it's intended, but one way or another, this team is otherwise probably just on killing B-level teams or A- level teams that aren't Galactic Legends, frankly, guys. Last season, I actually put it on defense a couple times, and it held against a really good player, it actually killed, just straight up killed a Sea of the Eternal Emperor team. So that's pretty fancy. We'll see if that's, this team is pretty flexible. It kills a lot of stuff. Unfortunately, it's not going to kill Kenobi too often, but otherwise, it's pretty good. We still have a protection up stat cron available for these guys, and it's Jedi as well. So you can do a lot of stuff with this team. Typically, we're going to be killing things that aren't Galactic Legends, unfortunately. Now, we have Sea of the Eternal Emperor. He's probably going to just be preserved. I doubt we use all of these characters. I just have them all lined up because it's fun. I don't know, I just got click happy. But he's probably going to just be reserved for killing General Skywalker. I think he's going to be on defense quite a bit this season, so be on the lookout for that. Let's see, Malgus. Malgus is going to be killing either... he'll be able to hunt, well, he's able to hunt a lot of teams. I think the team I will be targeting the most, at least initially, is probably going to be the various versions of Finn with Zori. You have a pretty high win rate with that team. However, it also kills Inquisition if you see them, and it takes out a lot of stuff, guys. The Malgus team is starting to be one of the most consistent and amazing teams out there. I think also, I guess the other thing is, and we need to just see and test, but this team also, I believe, kills the Gungans pretty well. In 3s it does. 5s, I think I did it in Territory Wars recently, and it worked really nicely. Your mileage may vary, though. I don't remember. I don't know if the footage of that is even... I don't even think I took footage. Anyways, this team honestly is just kind of a world beater. It does a lot of really cool stuff. And then on defense, it just gets killed by, like, basic Jedi and stuff. So I guess if you want to trap someone and, have their Jedi kill something else in the front and then put this team in the back. It doesn't seem like a good back zone team, so just put it on offense, kill something really good with it consistently, and move right along. Now we do have our Inquisition. What are they going to be? I mean, they have such a good cron. I want to put them on defense, but Phoenix killed them, guys. Phoenix are back to killing them because Doubt Cron is no longer a thing, and so if Phoenix are killing this team, and Phoenix are very cheap, and this is one of the principles that we're going to talk about in the defensive teams video, is you need to stop the main easy counter as much as possible. You want to create doubt so that people are forced to use a Galactic Legend or something higher. If you can force someone to use a Galactic Legend, then you've won. And I don't think there's much of a way to force people to use a GL on Inquisition, especially because... people want to use Malgus, they want to use Phoenix, and then beyond that, this team kills most Galactic Legends anyways, and so there's this really weird range of, there's just a couple really cheap teams that kill it really dead, really hard, and then all the other teams really struggle against it, including a lot of Galactic Legends. Bane kills this team pretty well too, so yeah, this team is going to probably be used to take out... well, I don't know. There's a lot of different teams. Like Kenobi's out for the moment. You can kill Jedi Master Luke pretty well with it if you see him. We'll have to see how we do against like Supreme Leader Kylo or whatever. This team is going to be pretty valuable, and honestly, might just be used to kill the frog people, aka the Gungans. We'll just have to see. there's a lot of just have to see, folks, but I do think it needs to be on offense this season, especially because some of the builds of Lord Vader killing the Jedi Master Kenobi team are going to include a few of the Inquisition, so gotta mix and match. We'll see. This is a good team to have on offense this season, though I typically do like to put them on defense. Let's see, Darth Bane, obviously an offensive character. You can't put a two-man defensive team down, so here we are. He's going to be taking out most Galactic Legends. I'm guessing this season, folks, I'm going to be using him to kill Rey. And that's a departure from the past where I've used him to kill Leia, but I have Stap now. I have General Grievous with Stap to kill Leia, so I think he's going to go on Rey. And that way we can use a Seer Malicos team without Baby Cal, and we should be good, potentially. With the Datacron that he has, it's the last season for it, but it is still very strong. We have Dark Trooper Moff Gideon. We'll see how he does as well. He's another character that his Datacron just expired. His really good one, the one that came out right when he was released as a Conquest character, and so we're gonna be figuring this team out. In 3s, it ended up killing all the Keller and Beck teams. It took out a lot of really good like B minus teams, and that's wonderful. In 5s, I just don't know. Like, can it kill a full power Keller and Beck team still? Maybe. I think so. I think it'll kill Keller and Beck. I don't know if it'll kill Qui-Gon Jinn. Maybe. That's a very tanky squad. It can do a lot of cool stuff. It's going to be taking out a lot of stuff. And on defense, it just gets destroyed by ADRAD, which is something you want to avoid. Most people, if you have the Dark Trooper Moff Gideon team, the odds are you're facing people who already have an ADRAD team and will destroy you for it. So, yeah, keep it on offense, and it'll kill something. We'll find something good to take out with it pretty much every fight. I'm fairly confident that it's going to be a good team on offense, guys. ADRAD, it's going to be killing all of these Dark Trooper Moff Gideon teams that people are now, everyone's going to be putting them on defense. I guarantee this is going to be a team that you see on defense a lot now because people don't know what to do with it, and that's the first default is, I don't know what to do with this, let's put it on defense and make it our opponent's problem. But this team is just going to get destroyed by ADRAD. ADRAD's going to kill all the Iden teams, take out, I think this season is still a no-go. We've had like a really crazy long run of Inquisition not being able to be killed by ADRAD, but ADRAD can opportunistically kill certain Inquisition squads. They can take out Tuskens. Tuskens are a great target for these guys because they don't have the really good Tusken Kron in 5s. They only have it in 3s. So the ADRAD team, you usually can find a use for it. If you can't, I mean, just wait. Go use it in Conquest. It's really good in Conquest right now, too, because his AoEs are crazy with the VA, so whatever it's called, the data disk. Why are we talking Conquest now? So Aphra and Grievous are gonna have to make some value judgments here, folks. So Aphra with B2 is gonna kill Jabba a lot if you have them modded the right way, if you know what you're doing. If you have a couple, if you have an Omicron or 2, I put 3 on there because this is my big account and we may as well just make this team really awesome. But B2 is really kind of essential to making that Aphra team against Jabba work. And if you don't have B2, then she has a chance to win, but it's not going to be a guaranteed thing by any stretch. Now, on the same token, if you want to take out a Leia team with General Grievous and Stap, you're also going to want B2. B2 is suddenly extremely in demand right now. So go figure. We'll see. We'll just have to see how that plays out. That's why both of them should be on offense, so that you can kind of choose. I mean, Aphra might just get benched for a lot of this season if you don't see a lot of Jabbas, but if you can take out a Jabba and you don't need to kill a Leia, then you should be good to go. You know, just mix and match, find out what's good. Stap with his Omicron and Datacron is going to take out Leia. It's going to take out a lot of stuff. Even without his Omicron, with the current Datacron set, you can take out Leia. It's a little more dicey, but it's fairly high percentage win if you do it that way. Now, Starkiller is in a weird place right now, folks, because like he used to kill Ray all the time, and he can't at all. He used to be the guy who killed the Fin Zori team, and right now, depending on the build, he can be either extremely consistent, or if it's like a holdo build, which we'll discuss on the defensive teams video, he's going to be kind of a liability. He's not going to have a super high win rate. And so, what does he do? Like, sometimes people have just been throwing Starkiller himself on a Seer Malicos team, which does seem to bolster the Seer Malicos team a little bit, but it's kind of just this weird thing. You can't even put it on defense right now because the Sidious Omicron kills this so easily if you're not careful. And you know, this team isn't good on defense. It's not good on offense against the stuff it normally wants to take out. Like, what is it good for? We're not sure. I mean, and I also think like another use might be to kill Supreme Leader Kylo. Kylo is going to be out of his mind on offense this season, or on defense this season as well, and I don't think Starkiller is going to be able to stand up to that. It's a very tricky proposition trying to place Starkiller right now. He's going to end up killing a lot of stuff this season, and it's going to be fairly mediocre. I'm curious to see how he's going to do against General Skywalker, another fight that he probably really doesn't want a big part in. We do have the Seer Malicos team. I have Cal here as a placeholder. I mean, he is the best version of this team. You know, you can add Maul here if you can add Starkiller. Both of those will bolster your numbers a little bit, but not nearly to the degree that you kind of are going to be missing. Like, he'll subtract 20 from your win rate, and then those two will add like somewhere between 6 and 9% to your win rate after the fact. So, I mean, it's not a great exchange. You can kind of make up for it though. This season though, one thing I do want to try, folks, is if you want to put Maul with Lord Vader, Kylo Ren unmasked can kind of fill in percentage wise for him, and you still have pretty much the same win rate against Rey teams with crew as with Maul. So we'll have to experiment with that. I'm curious to see what ends up happening with that. Bo-Katan Mandalore, she might go on defense eventually. Right now I'm putting her with Bam because we're doing some weird stuff with Dash anyways this season, and so putting Beskar Mando with this team makes sense. He interacts pretty nicely with the special, which this is an Omicron that you really don't need, but her special makes it so that everyone attacks, everyone gets some ancestral resolve, all this stuff, and then immediately he gets a bonus turn right after she calls everyone to assist, which is pretty fantastic. So you can do Whistling Birds right before she takes a turn, and then immediately you get to take a turn right afterwards. So yeah, I'm pretty curious to see how that's gonna end up, but I do think this is gonna kill Lord Vader teams. I think it's gonna kill, well, I mean, it can kill Kenobi, but only if they don't have Padme on the team, which I think we're gonna see Padme with Kenobi a lot this season. What else do they kill? Probably a lot of stuff, folks, especially if you have a couple of the Ignore Taunt Omicron is really strong. I know you need the leadership, but I think a lot of people are going to end up going for the Ignore Taunt as well. This team has been extremely flexible and versatile, folks, and I think you end up using it as, maybe not as like a kill everything, but most things, like you kind of put it on like just one step lower than a Galactic Legend. Probably pretty similar kill range as like the Seer Malicos squads that we're seeing right now. So really fun squad. Highly recommend that you work on it if you don't already have it. And if Beskar Mando is going to work with them, great. I'm just not sure about it one way or another. Okay, so we have Wampa and Darth Sidious. Sidious, you need, unless they're using a pretty bad team. I think he'll kill like maybe a Saw team if it's on defense, or Starkiller. Those are the two like kind of respectable, credible teams that he can kill, and the rest in fives he just kind of struggles. So you know, I can't wait till his Kron is gone. It's always a temptation, and then I lose with it. It's rough. Wampa, poor Wampa, man. Please, CG, give Wampa some kind of love. I don't know. Release like a Beastmaster character or something. All right, so Kira is obviously so inferior to Dash, but we're putting Dash on defense some. If you're not putting Dash on defense the way I'm going to show you guys in that video, then add him to this instead. But you know, you could probably take Vander Chewy out and put like L3 down, whatever you want to do. I mean, Hondo needs somewhere to go, and this is probably the place he's going to go this season, just on offense, cleaning things up. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna have the gumption to use Hondo with Kira. It's gonna get weird, folks. This season's gonna get very strange. Use Imperial Troopers. If your Piet is hanging out with your Lord Vader, this team doesn't really exist. You could make an Iden team instead. I don't actually have her here. I also think some people are going to go a little bit dumb with Lord Vader, and yes, they're gonna have double the hit points on him or something, but I think if you do it right and you have Watt, which is a big question mark because I don't think I have Watt in fact on offense, but if you do end up having Watt on offense, then you can use the Veers team with like the Troopers team with Watt and Iden as the 4th and 5th, and you can kill some Lord Vader teams. Just depends on how your opponent's Lord Vader is datacroned and modded and what the team comp is. Bounty Hunters, guys, I don't know what to do with them. They haven't gotten an update. So I think the latest Bounty Hunter is Fennec, and she has been around for a while. She's been around the block, if you know what I mean. So I don't know what to do about Bounty Hunters. They keep having their range of different teams that they can take out just completely undermined, and it's very sad moment, but that's just what it is. That they've been they've been just excuse me, they've been power creeped, and it's sad. I mean, they'll still clean up things on a really high level. They still will opportunistically take different teams out, including Lord Vader, if it's the right comp, if you have the right modding, if you know what you're doing, etc. All the caveats. But if any faction in the game needs a kind of retooling, a little bit of a boost, in my opinion, Bounty Hunters are they're at least very close to the front of the list, folks. Okay, we've got Night Sisters. I think, okay, so this is the best comp. Of course, if you're going to kill Jabba, if you're going to try to kill Jabba with Night Sisters, you want to use a weak other character that isn't Zombie. In fact, just take Zombie out and just take these 4, and then you just have to get Marin alone, and then she'll solo the whole Jabba team. Now, I don't know if Jabba's going to be killable that easily with the current, there's just a ton of health and protection on that Jabba team. You might not have enough time. I'm sure that some people are going to be like, oh, I always have enough time. If you mod him right, it's 100%, and it's not 100%. It's like 25%, and I think the people who know what they're doing are still like 50%. So, congratulations for me ignoring you a little bit. There's the Tuskens. I don't think that they go on defense right now, guys. Yeah, they could do some cool stuff on, you know, if you need a throwaway team, you can put them on defense. Your opponent's just gonna use AdRad on them or something. This team will take out like a Commander Luke Skywalker squad, put a thick Kron on them, make them pretty tough to kill for your opponents. They're all over the place offense. They don't know where to shoot, who to shoot consistently, and you know, they'll take out a lot of turn meter teams. They're good. A lot of times they'll sit on the bench, but they're pretty good. Bad Batch, if you can find a good use for them this season, I'm very happy for you. I'm probably going to be putting Echo on a Rey team on defense, so I doubt I'm going to have them available very much this season for at least this account. But they're cool. This is another team that could really use some kind of a boost, folks. Like give Crosshair something, maybe. I don't know. Ewoks is the best version of the Ewok team. You do what you want, man. Here's the Phoenix squad. Rex wants to be on every team. He wants to be on Saw. He wants to be with Leia. A lot of people want to be with her. But yeah, he wants to be on a lot of different teams, folks. He is also, he wants to, well, probably not the AdRed team. I'm trying to remember which other team. There's like 3 or 4 different teams he really goes well on. Oh, he goes really well on Rey teams right now as well. There's a vast array of teams that he can be on. And Phoenix, I don't know if I'm going to keep him for Phoenix on offense or not. Depends on if I think my opponent's going to place Inquisition, because if they want to place Inquisition, then we'll just remove probably Kanan, as unfortunate as that is, and add L3 as a pre-taunt against Inquisition, and then we'll just kill the Inquisitors, which is fun. Then we have this weird Phasma team. I don't know. We have a good First Order Kron. I don't expect this Phasma team to be anything but a desperation attempt to kill my opponent's squads, but we may as well have it listed. And then finally we have Traya. I couldn't decide. She doesn't belong to be at the very bottom of this list, guys, but she is, because initially I put her on defense, and I was like, you know what? We might need her to help us kill Gungans. I'm not sure what's going to take them out. In 5v5 Territory Wars, it seems like there's a few different counters to Gungans, none of which anyone is really wanting to share with me right now, and it's all different anyways, because she has an Omicron, so does Savage, and so does Boss Nass on the other side. So I think these guys might be a great way to kill Gungans. I also potentially they won't be, and for right now, keep them for offense if your opponent has Gungans, because your Malgus team is going to be hitting a lot, doing a lot of heavy lifting. Traya is usually hitting the same range of teams, the same type of teams, and she's probably going to bail you out a few times. She's one of those teams that on offense, if you're like, man, okay, my initial plan failed, this sucks, I really want to be able to take them out, though I don't know what to do. If you look at the stats, Traya almost always has a chance to do something. Like, she's always potentially able if you get lucky or whatever. But sometimes it's a really poor chance, but she's like, yeah, I got 40% chance to beat that team. Sure, I'll give it a try. It's nice to have a team like that as a backup, or your backup's backup. So that's my teams for offense, guys. Let's go talk about defensive teams on the other video. I'll see you there in a minute. You probably already watched my defensive video, honestly, anyways, but we'll talk later, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Xerath prevails.